So we have this idea, you're right, that people feel like I should be able to make my career and kind of create that menu. And people can do that after they've worked for 20 years.
Yes.
Typically. You have to earn the right to do that.
Exactly.
And they think they're already there. Now, part of it's because they watch an Instagram influencer that, is making $5 million a year and they're 23 years old talking about their beauty protocol. And they think, I want that life. Or they're being told by the millennials, you should be able to, go hiking at 4 o'clock if you want to. And that's not necessarily realistic. So I think there's a challenge there. I think that's part of it. I think there's this idea that they want to be able to kind of create that. But I don't think they realize that this 20-something is such an important decade.
Yes.
It's really a great decade to set yourself apart. But you're not going to do that if you're taking vacations all the time or hiking all the time or delivering kind of bare minimum. I think that's I think one of the other challenges. And to kind of build on that a little bit, there's this notion that's become more common and proliferated that if you're getting extra work beyond what your kind of work responsibilities are, you should say no, and you should immediately ask for more money. Immediately push back. And that's new. That's typically not how the workplace was. You take on extra work and show you can handle more, and then you get promoted. People get promoted in manager jobs when they're doing the manager job.
Right.
Not because they look handsome or they've been there for 2 years.
Right.
It's because they were doing the job. And so there's this notion that, gosh, I don't want to do that. I shouldn't have to do that. That's not fair. They're taking advantage of me. And let me be fair. Everyone can hold on to that belief. There's nothing wrong with that. But you just need to understand the trade-offs with that. If you say, I want to quiet quit, that's great. Don't expect yourself to get promoted or get future opportunities. So I think there's something there too that is important for us to acknowledge.
So hopefully this will not be too tangential, but if you and I were to go on a 2-year foreign mission trip, let's say that you and I went to Africa and we're working with people that really needed help, and we were out there in the front line of the mission world doing all kinds of great work. And that was our world for 2 years. And we came back and immediately tried to plug into corporate America. I think that we would have a really difficult time because we will have 2 years of learned behavior. We will have learned a completely different way to think and operate. And you're asking us to go into IBM or AT&T or Chick-fil-A or whatever and become a corporate citizen. It's a little bit like that when I think about this generation. They are growing up with influences, cultural influences. Things are impacting how they think. And then all of a sudden they graduate from college and they're being told, go find a job, okay? And they're asked to come into the corporate world. Well, the corporate world is not the mission field in Africa, and it's probably not what they've been learning in terms of the influences that are in their life. And you talk to any Gen Z, and they are on multiple platforms. They're following influencers. They get their information from sources potentially that could be suspect, but then I think all generations do that. So I hear you, and I think that they're coming in they've been formed by places that maybe are not necessarily in alignment with corporate America. So what do we do about that? So if I am a leader and I'm listening to this podcast, my wish for you, the thing that I would like to convey to you is stop looking at that generation with your arms folded. Stop wagging your finger. Stop standing across the bridge and saying, you guys are never going to be able to cross because you just can't figure it out. They are the future of the world. They are the future of business, the future of the world. They are the future. It sounds like a cliche, but obviously they are. Well, if you believe that, then we have an opportunity, a responsibility to do something about it. You and I both mentor young professionals. It's some of my favorite time to invest. We both go to college campuses and talk to seniors all the time. We're working with executives that have lots of young professionals. So you and I are in this world every day, and I think we kind of know what we're talking about. And my encouragement to leaders is get off the sidelines and jump in the game. Right now, if you're listening, think about in the next quarter at work, how can I go invest in 2 or 3 young professional relationships? Can I go to my college where I graduated from 20, 30, 40 years ago and offer my time to sit down with seniors and just share a little wisdom? Go to high schools, but what if we all say we owe it to this generation to help them? And I don't mean this in a condescending way. Let's not show up and say, I'm the fountain of all wisdom. I'm here to tell you what I know. That's not it.
Yeah.
It's go and ask questions and listen and offer insights and guidance. I think that is how we're going to help this generation really be more successful in the workplace.